28 is, we unite, we act, we deliver. And I think we've seen already signs of delivery in terms of the commitments that were made and being fulfilled already right from the beginning of the COP, starting with the loss and damage fund that became operational with pledges that so far I think have exceeded just around 600 million. It is not enough for what we need, but it is a good start that we have been able to have the loss and damage fund operational, and that is very, very important. We have had a lot of commitments made. So many countries have committed to triple renewable energy capacity, to double energy efficiency. Many countries have signed up for green hydrogen. Many countries have signed up to reduce methane emissions and so on. So there's a lot of delivery happening. And so I think a lot of good things are happening. And I think our common platform, our common multilateral platform is working. But we need more ambition because, as you know, this year we had a global stocktake. And the global stocktake, which is the first one under the Paris Agreement, shows that the commitments that countries have made are still far from where we need. The commitments at the moment, they put us on a trajectory towards 3 degrees. We need to be at below 2 degrees, preferably 1.5 degrees. So a lot more action is needed, but I think we're beginning to see the first steps in towards the ambition, and we hope that we will go forward building from the successes that COP28 has achieved and do more because we don't have enough time. African countries, right, have also almost all submitted revised NDCs. Sorry, they have submitted the NDCs, and about 40, more than 40, have submitted revised nationally determined contributions to climate action, requiring investments of close to 3 trillion for implementation. That is a lot of money. But Africa is only receiving about 30 billion of climate finance. Just for adaptation alone, our group of negotiators estimate that we need something in the order of $87 billion a year for adaptation. So a lot of money is needed to provide support African countries for climate action because, of course, Africa contributes less than 4% of emissions, but it is suffering the most from the impacts of climate change. The estimates of the work that we at the Economic Commission for Africa, Africa Development Bank, UNEP did show that on average, countries are losing 5% of GDP per year because of the adverse impacts of climate change. In some cases, up to 15%. And we actually saw that with Mozambique when they had the cyclone Idai. Mozambique lost about 15% of its GDP. So there is, and this links back to the issue of loss and damage, right? In fact, I'm just coming from an event that we organized with the World Bank, the African Union Commission, the Nordic Development Fund, and the African Development Bank on resilience. We have established a facility to support countries with tools and capacities to integrate climate resilience in investments in key sectors, agriculture, energy, water, transport, cities, and so on. Because when you talk about loss and damage, it's not only about what has already been lost, but it is more important about what you can prevent from losing. And that is why resilience becomes very important. And I think the loss and damage fund coming into operation should now be more centered around supporting countries, especially African countries, developing countries, islands, small island states, with how they build resilience in investments in these key sectors.